this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts. Today with a quick video, or rather say quick cards, because I want to make 3 cards. I want to give you a few ideas what you can create with some stickers. I have got a selection of stickers here. These 2 are from the range. I bought them last year. I found that my range, they were quickly sold out. And then these are from Poundland. As you can see, you get 2 packs for £1. So I've got a selection of robins here, and this is a mix of snowman, reindeer, teddy bears, so Santa and whatever. So these sort of appeal to me. I sometimes buy them just to stick on envelopes when I send my cards, but I thought especially these are really cute to use. So, and the first one I've started preparing a little bit is the card I will make for my husband. And I bought these stickers here. They appealed to me. There are some Christmas trees here in brown and pink. And they might seem a bit unusual to you, but they appealed to me because these are our wedding colours. They are from, I don't know if you heard of them, Rosalie and Truffle, which are a little piglet and a little boar, so pink and brown are wedding colours. And I still had cardstock from our wedding, so I have gone ahead and I've just cut some strips to fill the background for these stickers. I think the important thing when you use stickers is to get a cohesive background, or to sort of frame the stickers so they don't look really lost on the background. At first I had cut some strips that were 1.5 inches because I thought that would look nicer with the wider trees, but I realised then they don't spread out that nicely on my card base. This is a shopboard card base. It's just under 5 and 7 inches, so I had to consider that, and I actually cut one strip a little bit slimmer. So these are 1 inch wide and just under 5 inches long, and I'm just using these to create a stripy background. Have I cut enough? I should have. Yep. Might have to cut this down a little bit more, or I will cut down this one a little bit, I think, to just give it a little bit more adhesive look. So I will just stick these onto the background, and then I will just stick these trees on. I want to have a row of trees. I'll have a look which ones appeal to me, and then I just want to have a sentiment. It's really a quick card. I started putting tape down on my strip here, but then I realised it'll be so much quicker to just put the tape down on the card base. So I just put it across. You could have a full adhesive sheet because none of this will be exposed. And then this will be so much quicker to put down, especially as this is quite sturdy cardstock. Because it is sort of pearlescent, I did not want to use my wet glue. I find that usually shows up, but use whatever glue you're comfortable with. But this, I thought, is the quicker way. So I just wanted to show you how I'd peeled this down. I will stick this one down first, and then I will put the other ones down. Just popping in again to show you this. Obviously with tape you only get one chance to put the strips down, so I'm just resting this against the first strip, and when it is in place I'll set it down. You can, if you want to, not take the whole release paper off, just peel it off bit by bit, but I just did the whole lot. I sometimes just go for it. So lean this against the other one because it's thick cardstock, it works quite nicely as well. Make sure it doesn't overlap, and then set it down, and as you can see it is quite sticky. So my card base is ready. I have also quickly off camera prepared myself 2 sentiment strips here, Merry Christmas and to my husband. I have done this with my We Are Memory Keepers word punch board. I think I've got a video on my channel how to use that. What I always recommend is that you write out your words so you don't miss out any letters. my first Christmas was missing an eye. So that's really useful to do. And I cut that from the brown cardstock. And to back this, because this would obviously get lost on the brown cardstock, I've just cut 2 strips from holographic silver cardstock. And I chose that because that mimics the silver on the stickers. So that's another little tip from me. Pick up colours from your stickers for the background, for your sentiments, to tie these in a little bit better. So because this is holographic cardstock, I could just use my Zig glue pen, but I remembered I've got this sheet of these glue dots in my stash. A crafty friend gave them to me, so I thought I might just as well use them. What it is, it's got lots of little dots on here that you can just pick up. So I just press this down on here. Make sure I've got it the right way around. Peel this off, and then the dots should stick on the back. Not perfect, but I think good enough. And then I can place my strip on here and keep that in place. There we go. I really like that look of that. So I'll quickly do that with this one as well. I'll just quickly do this off camera. And then I think I will do that off camera as well. I have a play with my stickers, whether I want just one row of trees or whether I want them a little bit higgledy-piggledy as they are here. I think I decide that off camera. One little tip, you get a better result and pick up more dots if you place your strip down and then put the release paper over the top and apply a bit more pressure. That's what I did with the second strip, and then I picked up more dots. So my card is finished. I'm not 100% happy with the placement of the stickers. I thought I'll have these trees in a line, but then this one was getting a bit close to that one, so I moved it up a little bit. And I also, in hindsight, shouldn't have put that big sticker on the top, because for me it's a bit too close to that star. But my husband won't notice. If I had another little star, I would have put it down here, but I've only got the baubles, and I think they would look a little bit lost. These are a bit too wide, I think. I might change my mind later. Got loads of stickers left, obviously. Maybe make another card next year. But I'm really pleased with this, and I think it's a nice idea. And I like the slight dimension of the strips with the dimension of these puffy stickers. So it is a simpler card, but very personal, because as I said, it's our wedding colours. So I'll now clean a little bit up here and I'll show you this second card. For the second card, we are making a little game card, a tic-tac-toe card. And we need 5 of each colour for the players. I'm going to use the same shape for the tokens that you put down. You could use different shapes and use the same colour if you wanted to. I'm all using robins here, but if you had, like I showed you earlier, if you got like snowman and reindeer, you don't have to have different colours. You could just have one. We could have snowman for one player and reindeer for the other player. That is all, doesn't really matter. So if you've got a punch the size you need, that's fine. I'm just using a die, but I'm just marking on my cardstock here for the background where I have to place my birds. So roughly I will actually draw little squares so that I know I'm not putting my robins outside of this. So as I said, you need 5 per player. I think that's correct, because we've got 9 squares all in all. So every player needs to have a chance to put 5 of them down maximum. So I'm just peeling my stickers off and just placing them sort of in the middle of these squares I have created, so that I can then die cut them like this, rather than die cutting the circles first and then having to cut round the stickers. So I will do that with both these pieces of cardstock off camera quickly, and then I'll show you how we create the card base. For my card grid, I have cut 9 squares that are 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Last year I made a similar card for my husband. I actually used these two stamps here, the Santa and the Mrs. Claus, and I put magnets behind, or magnetic sheets behind, the squares and the little tokens so that they would stick. This time I'm not bothering too much, so but if you want to do that, that's an idea. And I've just chosen this cardstock here. It's a fairly neutral one. I thought it goes with the theme here, but it's not too busy for the background. And I've just cut them. I cut them from one piece, but I'm not making sure that the pattern is continuous. You could do that as well if you got a continuous picture and just cut it apart. And my idea is to just stick it down like this, have the gaps in between. You could also have one piece and just put strips down to mark the areas between the squares. This looks all a little bit, although I've cut them, look a bit uneven, but maybe that's just the pattern in my eye. So I'm just going to stick them down as they are, and I will also create a front for the card. I will put a little note here, I think, on the side, maybe use my punch board again to say it's tic-tac-toe if it's not self-explanatory. The other thing we will do, or I will do, is create a little pouch or two little pouches for the tokens. For the pouch, I've got a strip from the same cardstock. This measures 6.5 by 1.5. And I'm just scoring this at a half from either side, so at 6.5. And I will also, just checking which one I want at the bottom, this side here, also score at a half from the bottom. Hope I didn't go off camera there. Just put this away. So, and then I will just snip these squares away, including the score line. I'm actually tapering this a little bit as well, a little bit at the top. So, and these get folded backwards. So, and I can just need to finish it a little bit more, and then this can just get glued at the bottom here, and I can put the tokens on the top. If you wanted to, you could put a little bit of glue in the middle and have a section for the different tokens. Just thinking, well, I need to cut it down just a little bit. No, I think it's fine as it is, because we want to keep them in place without them falling out, but they are still accessible here. And if they want to stick in a little bit, the recipient can just turn it up like this. After I've pressed this down, I'm just going in with my bone folder to apply a little bit of pressure, but also to make sure that there's no glue oozing out that sticks to the card base where it's not supposed to. I know I had a little bit of residue, so that it's adhered nicely. And let's see from the side now, press it down a little bit more, and I'm leaving that to dry now. I have decorated the outside of my card with another sheet from this set, so the inner was from this one as well. That's the RSPB Perfect Christmas set. I don't know if this is still available. I think I've had that for about a year, but I've used it recently in a few videos, I think. And the sentiment, that's from this set here, pardon me. I was given that. This is a Crafter's Companion, like a magazine set. So I thought that went nicely with it, because the other sentiments from the paper pad were a bit too big. And I put that on foam, the sentiment. And I think it's just fine as it is. I was tempted to use some of the stickers on the front and have like a little bit of foliage, but I think the holographic pattern in the background looked a bit too busy for this plain look. So, and then that's the inside. Then I can put my greeting on here, or instructions for the game, and put the greetings on the back. And then we've got the tokens, and we can have a little play of tic-tac-toe. Yeah, I think this is really cute, and I already know who this is going to. So I want to show you one more quick card with stickers. I want to show you one more idea I have for these stickers here. As I said before, I think the trick is to use some matching cardstock for the background and to frame these dies. And my idea for this one is to use the postage dies that I have used recently in a video, but you can use any sort of nesting die. You can use some circles, rectangles, squares, it doesn't really matter. I have cut my postage stamp die from a fairly plain background cardstock, nothing too busy, and I had a look in my stash and had a look that I found a cardstock that picks up these colours. So I've got the beige in here, I've got it sort of like a, you know, like a tealy green, but I thought that goes well with this sort of green, and I think this would look really nice in the background. But this is, I think, like an American size, so it's 4 3/4 by 3.5, and if I put that on a 6x4 card, I've got a very uneven edge. So my idea was this: I've got a piece that is 7 and just under 3/4 by 4 inches. I've cut that from an A4 sheet, so I left the full length but cut it at 4 inches, and I'm scoring it as I normally would at 5 7/8 to half this sheet. But then I'm also creating a little flap, bear with me, by scoring it again. So if I'm measuring this here now, I want another score line here at about 3/4 of an inch. Or do I want 7/8? Let me just have a look. No, 3/4. So I'm laying this flat, and I'll try it this way around again. So this is where I was. So I want 3/4 from this 5 7/8, which is at 6 and whatever that is, between 1.5 and 3/4. So I'm just scoring here again. So, and that gives me an extra flap like this that I will glue down. But before I glue it down, my idea was to actually add some ribbon onto this. I have got this lovely Merry Christmas ribbon. It's just that one strip, and I thought I could create a bow from that can actually sit on here, and again it goes nicely with those colours. But to tie it down, I thought to just use some of this twine again, which is sort of a browny colour, and I think that would look nice as well. So I will place this inside here before I glue this shut, and then I will basically tie the bow with that. I will do this off camera. I'm a bit stuck for time and I want to do this quickly, but I've got other things to do in the meantime. And then I will just glue this down here. I'll have a look with which way round I want it, and then I just choose some stickers that would sit nicely within those postage stamps. If they overlap a little bit, it doesn't matter, but it will still frame those pictures. So I'll have a look whether I want it this way around or this way around. That might make a difference to where I want to position the individual stickers. So this is my third card finished. I had a little bit of bulk with the twine, but it doesn't show, and I used some red tape on the inside to stick it down, and I also used a little bit of red tape behind the bow here just to keep it in place so that it stays sideways, and I tied the twine with little knots to cut them off so they won't fray too much. And yeah, I just put the stickers down. I thought about putting a smaller one here, but I think it works. I think the important thing is not to overload it, and yeah, just have a little play. I could even have used the sentiment one there, but all in all, I think this is really cute, really nice, and I've got lots of stickers left to make more cards. And there's, you know, I can write my sentiment on the inside. Yeah, let me bring the other two in again. So zoom out there. I've got my tic-tac-toe card here. Yeah, they do fall out a little bit. Depends on how tight you make the pouch, I think. And that's my first card. So lots of ideas how you can use some shopboard stickers for your Christmas cards. So I'm sorry, I had to switch the camera off there because I had a cough coming. So I would like to take the opportunity here to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year. I think this will be my last video except for one for my visible image artist trading card, which I've already recorded but can't post yet until the recipient has received my ATC. Yeah, and I think I'll give myself a little break from my videos until the new year, because we're going to be very busy in the pub over the Christmas and New Year period. So thank you very much for your support throughout this year, and yeah, I'll see you in 2025.